On page 1 of the reference table, you are given these equations. There are 4 equations: eccentricity, the gradient, the rate of change, and density. So first, we'll talk about these 2 equations that are given, the rate of change and the density. So first, you have the rate of change. The rate of change is the change in value over time. So for instance, a question they may ask, they'll give you this data table and they'll say, calculate the rate of change in the inside air temperature from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Celsius degrees per hour. That's the change in value over the time. So in this case, it's from 8 p.m. to 2 p.m. So the change in value is going to be from 24 to 15. So from 24 to 15 is going to be 9. So that's 9 degrees is the change in value. Over the time, it's 2 p.m. to 8 a.m. 2 p.m. minus 8 a.m. The number of hours between that is going to be 6 hours. So the rate of change is the change in value over the time, which in this case is 9 degrees Celsius per over 6 hours. So therefore, 9 divided by 6 is going to be 1.5. That's a rate of change from those 2 points is 1.5 Celsius per hour. That is the rate of change that to know for the Regent. You then also have an equation called density. Now, density, what density is, you have density equals to mass over volume. So first you have volume. Volume is the measure of space, how much there is in a certain space. It's usually measured in cubic meters, which is 3D. And that is volume. Now, inside that volume, you have mass. Now, everything is made up of atoms, which make up into compounds, and that makes up matter. So mass is the matter, basically the number of compounds in a specific space. That's called mass, and that's usually measured in grams for G. So the density is the mass over the volume. This would be low density. That would be high density, right? Low density. And here is high density. You have more atoms, more compounds in a given space. So there's more mass, and that's higher density. Now, an example here, if you have 22 grams of mass and 5 cubic centimeters of volume, it's the mass over the volume is equal to the density. The density tells you how much mass there is per one unit of, let's say, cubic centimeters of volume. So for instance, if this was 22 grams, it would be 22 grams, which would be the mass, over the volume, which is 5 cubic centimeters. So 22 divided by 5 is going to give you 4.4. That's 4.4 grams per cubic centimeter, and that would be the density, the mass per 1 unit of volume would be the answer. Here's another example. You have 7 grams and 3 cubic centimeters. It would be 7 divided by 3, which will give you 2.33 grams per cubic centimeter. Hi, this is Donnie Rudansky from Regents Made Simpler. And if you'd like that lesson, be sure to check out regentsmadesimpler.com, which is in the link in the description below. And you could purchase my full course for just $89 for the upcoming Regent exam. This is the only resource you need to do well on your upcoming New York State Regent exam. And in the course, you will get a 2-part Regents review of all the material you need to know in a simplified version, like you saw in that lesson. Plus, I have video review with visuals of past Regent exams. That is not just me explaining the material. That is also me, as you see in this picture, me with visuals explaining the correct answers and the incorrect answers as well. For just $89, that is less than one typical tutoring session. So you can go to regentsmadesimpler.com. That is in the link in the description below, and check it out. And if you scroll down, you could see the a preview of those Regent review courses and the video review of past Regent exams. Again, this is only for $89. That is less than one typical tutoring session, and you can get everything you need to know and learn everything in just 2 to 3 hours for your upcoming exam and do extremely well.